Oh, decades ago, I realized that uh, I would have far fewer hassles if I were only a non-smoker. There's a great deal of hassle involved in smoking a cigarette, especially ever since the realization on the part of the medical community that smoke drifting out of the end of a cigarette or exhaled from a person could cause ill effects of those nearby, family members. And I had this happen to me because both my children had asthma, and they probably had it because I was a cigarette smoker. And I had quit, and my wife and I had some guests over who did smoke, one of them. And that set off an asthma attack in my son, just like that. It happened about as fast as a bee sting. It was amazing. And I was alarmed. I took him outside, out of the house, which encased all the cigarette smoke the guy had been exhaling. And then, in about a minute he was okay again. And that one incident in my life was conclusive proof, at least to me, that secondhand smoke, or the proverbial smoke-filled room of the politicians, is actually dangerous. And over a long period of time, it certainly is dangerous. And over a long period of time, almost anything can become dangerous, including life. Because of over a long period of time, 60, 70, 80, 90 some odd years, we all pass away. I don't say on, I say away. Atheists don't say we pass on, we pass away. We pass away into non-being. Now, unless you have a craving to see your forebears, and the only way you can satisfy this craving is through the imagination. There's this very appealing notion of an afterlife in which you get together with all your forebears, and and then have those good old days until the end of time. Or no, there is no end of time in eternity. Now is there? Eternity is forever. Although Oriental religious thought is notorious for its paradoxes, and there's a good deal of paradox in the theology of Christianity. And since my formative years, you might say, between the time I was 8 and 12 or so, a good deal of that time, a significant amount of that time, was spent in the home of Unitarian progressives, originally from San Francisco. Harold and Harriet Dodgen. Harold was a physicist and a physical chemist, and he was a colleague of my father's. And they only lived up the street 1 block, and then half a block further. And we could cut through the backyards and get there in no time. Crisscross the fence. But anyway, they're Unitarians, and their ideas about religion in general I absorbed. And when I was 17, due to be 18 in August of 1970, during the raging of the Vietnam War, I decided to be a conscientious objector, and so I was, and still am. Although I'll defend myself tooth and nail if I'm attacked. And I'm still pretty capable physically. It's a wonder to me why men, I would almost say, luxuriate in images of violence. Why is it so? My first impulse is to say that men have been bred into violence all throughout history, and prehistory especially. Bred into violence and bred into hunting. Well, the veneer of civilization and contemporary culture, even more so probably, is pretty thin, pretty damn thin.